Hello, Ray Wheatley from Fightnews. I'm here with the WBA mandatory contender, Lucas Big Daddy Browne. How are you, Lucas?
Good, mate. How are you?
Good on you, Lucas. That's great news, mate. Congratulations too, Lucas, that
Thank you.
you've got that opportunity to fight for the WBA title against Ruslan Shigaev.
Yes.
Now, the WBA ordered both Ricky Hatton and the management of Shigaev to negotiate over the next 30 days.
Yep.
If they don't come to a decision, it goes to a purse bid.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
When do you think the fight could happen?
Well, I'm under the assumption it's going to take the full 30 days for them to come up with something, and then from that you got to give the fighters at least 6 to 8 weeks. So I'm assuming sort of within the next 3 months. Sort of. So probably the back end of April, possibly, if not into May, sort of thing. Okay. So that's what I'm thinking.
So Ricky Hatton would be probably keen for the fight to be in England, I would think.
100%, yeah. I've got a massive following in the UK, to some extent bigger than I do in Australia here. So by all means, it'd be just a smart fight for money-wise and people wanting to watch it and all that sort of stuff, 100%. In saying that, the other option is I'm pretty sure it'd probably be Germany as well, because that's where Shigaev is at the moment.
He lives in Hamburg, Germany?
Yeah, so he'd want to stay at home. I think he'd know that I'd have a good following in the UK as well, so he may not be the favourite in any way whatsoever if we do have him in the UK. Yeah. But either way, wherever it is, I'm happy to travel.
He won the title in against Fresquendo in Russia.
Yep.
2014. He only had the one fight in 2014.
Yeah.
That was a close fight?
It was, yeah.
One judge had it a draw?
One had it a draw, yeah. I don't like judges' decisions, and definitely coming into this fight myself, and if it is in Germany, I'm definitely not going to be taking it lightly in regards to like the result and the officials, yeah. I'll be looking for the knockout and be looking to actually stamp myself as the clear winner in anyone's mind, no doubt.
And maybe we can get a WBA official over there too as well.
100%,
We've got WBA officials,
yeah. Yes.
We've got Brad Vicali, who's an outstanding referee. He's with the WBA.
Yep.
Now, looking back on Shigaev's record as a fighter, started boxing in the early 90s and as an amateur, and ended up with a record of 82-3 in the amateurs.
Wow.
Won and lost to the great Cuban Felix Savon. Did fight an Australian in the World Amateur titles in Houston, Texas.
Right.
David Turner, beat David Turner.
Okay.
But turned professional in 1997. Apparently had 2 pro fights and then decided to go back to the amateurs. Did fight in the 2000 Olympics in Sydney. But big fights on his pro record are 2007 he won the WBA title against the giant Russian Nikolai Valuev.
Absolute monster of a man.
7 foot tall.
Yeah.
One judge, that was a majority decision, one judge had 114, so fairly competitive fight. 2009 he lost in 9 rounds to Vladimir Klitschko, a WBO and IBF title fight.
Right.
2010 fought Aussie Carly Meehan in a WBA eliminator. Beat Carly on points. That same year in 2010, he fought a common opponent, Travis Walker.
Yep.
Now Travis Walker gave him a good fight.
Yes.
One of the judges had it only 1 point in it.
Yeah, right.
2013 you fought Walker.
Yep.
Walker did have you down, right? First round?
The first round I got clipped across the back of the head and went down to a knee and popped back up, yeah.
Then you had him down 3 or 4 times.
4 times, and then he just didn't come out for the round. I think it was the 8th.
Yeah.
Yeah, 7th. Yeah.
So he had been to Australia and stopped Carly Meehan the previous year.
Yep.
So he was in pretty good form when you stopped him. So that was a great.
Yeah, I'm very happy with that one. He definitely hits hard as well. He was one of those fighters that he had the experience and knew not to sort of come in and try and brawl me. He had to sort of come in and out. And when he did come in and land, he had a very hard hit. So it was one of those very cagey fights, because obviously he knew I could punch, I knew he could punch, so it was who was sort of going to land first. Luckily I got the better shots off when I did, and come away with the win.
You'll beat him to the punch?
Yeah.
He's your size, right? He's about your height.
He's quite a big boy, yes, yeah, exactly, yeah. And I think he might have had a bit more reach on me. His arm reach was longer than myself.
So that was a great performance, I think. How well you beat Travis Walker. Now the following year, Shigeov jumped in with Alexander Povetkin for the vacant WBA title, and was beaten fairly well on points.
Yeah. He's only like the second loss, wasn't it?
Yeah, only second loss. Then 2014, his only fight for 2014 is when he won the vacant WBA title from Fresequendo. One judge had it 114. The other two judges voted for Shigeov. As you probably know, Aquendo had just got off the plane. He basically got there very short time before the fight. So was probably suffering from a bit of jet lag. But that was a very close fight. Two of the judges were from Panama. One of the judges had 114. The other two judges voted in Shigeov's favour. Now, he's 36 years of age. He's only a year older than you.
I'm turning 36 in April, so by the time the fight comes around, we're probably the same age.
Same age? Okay. So he's had a lot more experience than you, mate.
Yes.
But you've proved yourself with some very good fighters. So you feel you're ready for him?
I think so. I think it's as I say, I'm 36. I'm not delusional in any way that I don't have a long time to go. I've got a good sort of 5 years, I think, to be able to do as much as I can. Unfortunately, I did start late, but at the same time, I haven't been beat around the head all those years and everything else. So I'm still relatively fresh in regards to what I need to do. So I learn on the go. I'm a very quick learner, and I think I've learned a lot, especially with Jeff Fennick and all the rest of it as well. So I think I'm going to bring a lot to the table. I bring the power. I've got a lot more boxing skills, I think, to bring to the table, especially with this fight with a shorter fighter. He's only 5'11", I'm 6'5", so I think for me to move around and box would be the smartest way to do it. There's no point sort of going in on someone who wants me to come in on him. So box some distance, use the jab to perfection basically, bring the right hand after it, and then hopefully some little left hands in this fight, which I've been working on as well.
Okay, and you will probably spend the last few weeks training in England prior to the fight with Ricky Hatton.
If it's in Germany, I'm not sure, obviously, of the logistics side of it. But if it's in UK, 100%, I'll be probably the last 2 weeks at least in the UK, just climatising and all that sort of stuff. Again, I'm not sure the distance between UK and Germany, whether it'd be worth me going to UK for a bit and then Germany. I'm not sure, but 100%, I know that Ricky's going to be looking after me in that regard.
Yeah, it's very close. It's only a couple of hours. So you fought a couple of southpaws? Did you go for southpaw?
Yeah, my first ever southpaw was Colin Wilson for the Australian title. That was my 11th fight, and I'd never actually sparred, let alone faced a southpaw prior to that. And I was obviously very happy with the result. I got the third round knockout. I think I got punched 2 or 3 times in the entire fight. So from that point of view, I was extremely rapt with the result. The next one that I faced was with Welliver. And I think to a point, I like lefties because it just the best way for a right hander to go against a lefty is straight right down the pipe. For me, that just plays straight into my strengths.
Will you have southpaw sparring here in Sydney?
100%. I've got young Jai Apataya, who's keen to jump on board. But I've sparred him once so far. An extremely crafty young man, good size. Like he looks about 120, but he's only about 101 kilos. So he's a good size. Yeah, almost. He's probably 6'3", 6'4". So extremely crafty. He uses his footwork to perfection. So it makes me move, which is great. At Beesting's gym with Tamatahuna and the boys, I've got 2 lefties there. One's my height, my size, and another one is actually 6 foot and 120 kilos and fights exactly like Shigeov. So. He's got a very amateur style where he comes forward and 4, 5, 6 punches at once and keeps the pressure on. So in terms of my sparring, I've got 3 right there that are absolutely perfect.
Fantastic. Okay, mate. Well, everything's worked out good for you so far during your career. You're unbeaten in 22 fights. 19 KOs.
That's correct.
And so this one, there'll be more concentration on this fight than any of your previous fights.
That's right. Yeah, 100%.
So you're really focused.
But this fight for me is the one where basically people will see if I am the real deal. If I can get past Shigeov and win, then I'm obviously heading in the right direction. Everything else. If I can't get past Shigeov, well then there's something wrong with what I'm doing or what I have been doing and need to go back to the drawing board. But this is definitely the benchmark fight.
Get past Shigeov, Vladimir Klitschko.
Klitschko, obviously, he's got his few fights lined up, all that sort of thing. So if a Klitschko fight probably wouldn't happen until 2016.
Yeah.
But there's definitely the likes of Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder and people like that in the meantime.
You've seen Tyson Fury's fight on the weekend?
I haven't bothered, to be honest. No,
he watched very well.
A lot of people said don't worry about watching it. At the same time, it's not something that I'm worried about at the moment. I'm worried about myself and what I'm doing. We'll get to that when we face him.
We'll talk about Tyson.
That's right, exactly.
Yeah. Well, congratulations once again for getting this fight.
Thank you, mate.
WBA fight. I'm sure it's going to turn out great for you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, we'll speak soon.
Yeah, for sure.